I have never felt more safe in my entire life than having you two in my car right now.
Well, I could tell you Lupe's probably not carrying it, but I am, okay? So
No, I'm not carrying. I don't intend on shooting anybody.
Lupe don't want to shoot no one.
All right, so I have the PoPo in my car right now, the Chicago PoPo Report, Saturday nights on WLS-AM 890. This is Car Con Carne. We're on 31st and Union outside Freddie's. Car Con Carne presented by the Autobarn Mazda of Evanston. This car, PoPo Report, was bought at the Autobarn Mazda of Evanston. It's a lovely Mazda 3. It's comfortable. It's no squad car, but it's comfortable.
It's roomy.
It is roomy.
You can't get it on in the back, but it's roomy.
You can get some stuff done in the back seat.
If you're a junior in high school, this might be nice, okay?
so.
But I mean, for a guy your stature, I mean, come on.
Are you guys ready to do this?
Yeah, we're ready. We
Okay.
thought we were doing it.
We're doing it.
It's Car Con Carne. Let's eat in the car. It's Car Con Carne. And now here's the star of our show, James Van Alstyne.
So we're outside Freddie's, which is a total cop restaurant.
Probably get a discount. That's why
As we sat here, I mean, a police car just pulled up and...
Yeah.
Didn't I call it at 7 o'clock? A police car's
7
going to roll up.
Yeah.
Wham.
So, Paul, Lupe, Saturday nights, the PoPo Report, the Chicago PoPo Report
Right.
on WLS-AM. That is at 8 o'clock?
7 to 9 p.m.
Sorry, forgive me.
Every Saturday night.
So it's 2 hours of cop talk, and I think when I first heard this concept, my first thought was, I can't believe that doesn't already exist in Chicago. It's such an obvious thing. People are fascinated by what you do.
James, we're trailblazers.
Clearly you're trailblazers. But this is a town especially interested in what cops do, what private investigators do, what happens on the street. I'm fascinated by what you guys talk about. And you have real learned perspectives on big current event issues. I mean, if I were to ask you, okay, I'll ask you, marijuana legalization in Illinois, is that a good thing?
Good thing.
I'm all for it.
As a criminal offense, possession of marijuana.
It's a joke. Come on.
I think so.
Ridiculous, all right? Now, listen, clearly it could be abused, all right? And we're going to have big problems where everyone driving around high, all right?
Mm-hmm.
And the police mechanism has to catch up to that, right?
Right, for
Because
sure.
You could blow all day long. It's not going to blow anything because it's an alcohol meter,
Exactly.
right? So now you got to take blood or urine.
So there are civil rights things.
There's a hospital going on and nurses and chain of custody on it gets very complicated. And in every other state where it's been legalized, accident rates have jumped.
And a direct correlation?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, the big thing, unintended consequences.
Yes.
I mean,
But I mean,
watch
listen.
out for that. You can't legislate unintended consequences there, James. So that's the fun part.
I guess this is a fair question to ask of both of you with all your combined experiences. Is Chicago the violent dystopia we see on the news?
Sections of it.
Yeah.
South and west sides, yeah.
South and west side. If you listen, where we're sitting right now, you can walk down the street with $100 bills hanging out of your pocket. Chances are nobody's going to bother you. You go
Is that
about
residual,
a mile and a half east of here.
Is this area still under the
This is
residual protection of the Daley family?
Well, this is Bridgeport. It's
Yeah.
it's high property value. There's a lot of money in this area.
The UC's down the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it still called the UC? No. It changed. No, it's
Pardon me.
somebody bought them, right?
Are we talking about the Sox?
Oh, the
Yeah.
cell.
Cell.
The cell.
It's called the
Yeah, it's called something else. now.
Guaranteed rate field.
Guaranteed. What a
Guaranteed
stupid
rate
name.
now.
We can call it Comiskey, we can call it Sox
It's a
Park.
stupid name. We're calling it Comiskey or the cell.
Or
right?
the cell is still tied to a corporation.
We got
like
used
Sox
to the
Park.
cell, though. That's the
Yeah.
whole point.
I still call it Comiskey, yeah.
Yeah.
But now it's
Right.
guaranteed rate. That's right.
But to your point, you get a mile away from here.
Well, you go east of the cell and you have
Yeah.
a problem, okay?
Yeah.
Because you cross the Dan Ryan now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but over here, I mean, there's no crime. It's virtually no criminals running around over here.
What we see in the news every Monday is a body count.
Oh, sure.
For you specifically, Lupe, who you're on the beat, is it scary to do what you do every day? Do you kind of work through that?
I guess, we're in Rogers Park. No, it's not scary.
But there are sections, like if you roll down Howard Street, right? That's not.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I grew up in Rogers Park, and no, I I wouldn't have any problems just walking down the street casually, down Howard Street.
Because that area, that area.
I'm with you, James. I'm calling bullshit on Lupe, okay? Howard Street can be
like-
pretty dicey some nights, right?
between Clark and Sheridan.
It's how you carry yourself, you know. You got
That's it.
You can't come off as someone who's going to be a
Folks,
victim.
if you're in a walker and you're got a lot of gray hair, just stay off Howard Street at night, okay? That's the other Popo guy's advice. If Lupe's in the neighborhood, you're perfectly fine. In fact, we'll put out his cell phone number tonight. You could call him, and he'll make sure you're okay on Howard Street.
Here, look, this is a typical night. We're probably sitting on Howard Street, just passing time, and then we're like, oh my God, there is a hottie walking down the street, and there's right off the red line going eastbound, going into the eastbound and then northbound into where it's supposedly dicey, and then just hipsters and white guys. I'm like, look at this
Wait,
white
where
guy.
are the hipsters in that area?
They're all around.
They're hanging down, man. They're going to the hood. They think they're in the hood. That's why they're in Rogers Park. They want to go to the hood. We'll drop them off, okay?
Rent's cheap. That's why.
Yes.
Rent's cheap.
That's right.
That's why.
Can I roll up your window? Do you mind?
No, go ahead.
You get noise back there?
Get a little noise.
We don't want noise.
I want to hermetically seal you
We
both
want
in
a
here.
perfect recording.
What do people get wrong? I mean, talking about watching the news and seeing the body count. What do people get wrong about the police, perception-wise?
Well, I think, listen, Chicago police have generally been heavy-handed forever. But there was a shift many years ago. And when I was growing up, it was a good sort of heavy-handed.
Mm-hmm.
You get a pop in the back of the head and get your ass home, curfew, etc. Now, the perception especially in the minority neighborhoods is police will shoot you. They will kill you for little or no reason. And I think that's a misconception. It certainly happens. Mm-hmm. And there's some rogue guys out there. Mostly there's guys who poorly trained, young for the most part.
Well, being poorly trained sounds like an issue there.
Oh, it's a big issue, right? I mean, we have a police department that's very well paid, all right? Probably top 5 in the country. But continuing training, education.
What would training be? Training beyond carrying a firearm? It's understanding like psychology and culture and that kind of stuff too, right?
Well, listen, man, when you're in the street, you got a millisecond to make a decision when things are going bad and when they turn south. And the only thing that saves you from doing something horribly wrong is training. Mm-hmm. Ingrained training and more training. Because if you're not trained, you're having a bad day, you respond poorly.
Yeah.
And the minority community's got a valid complaint. I've worked hundreds of these cases of excessive force, shooting, killing them, and they know if you get killed, nothing's going to happen to you. Jason Van Dyke was only reason Jason Van Dyke ever gets indicted, convicted, is because of a videotape. No videotape, he don't ever get arrested in this town or any other major town. Luke, I mean, you disagree?
I agree. I mean, funny thing is, I didn't even hear about the case until a year later. And police officer. I mean, I didn't even hear about the case.
And that's about training. That's a teaching moment, right?
Yeah, for sure.
That you drag everyone in and go, hey, 16 shots is unacceptable unless 16 are coming back at you guys, okay? Because let's face it, police are often outgunned, man. You got guys running around here with AK-47s. Yeah. AK-47 go through that van that's 500 feet down the street and hit us and kill us. Now, the police don't carry AK-40. They carry a little 9mm.
Wait, are you exaggerating?
No. You shoot that AK-47 and it goes through the front window, back window, it'll hit us.
That's some serious distance.
It's some serious firepower.
It'll go through your body armor.
Gangsters got firepower.
Yeah.
All right? The police generally don't have that kind of firepower.
For sure.
SWAT does, and it's a special weapon guys, and maybe a sergeant might have an AK or an AR in his car. Right?
I ride around with a partner who's got an automatic AR-15, which is kind of good. He's a sharpshooter.
And it's if you have 16 shots coming at you, great, return fire. Make them walk through a wall of bullets to get at you. The problem is, that Lupe said he doesn't hear about it for a year. I've been retraining everybody. If I'm the superintendent, hey, listen, we cannot ever have this happen again. I mean, we were that close to bad riots, all kinds of problems.
And everyone was kind of bracing for impact on that one.
Well, sure.
Tell me a good story of police work, something that you did as an investigator or a cop, or that you've experienced, something that made you walk away thinking, oh shit, this is why I'm doing what I do. A moment with the community, just to...
They happen every day. I mean, I ran the child homicide and mass molestation unit for the state of Illinois. Most socially impactful job I ever had, because what
Sure.
did I do? I ripped kids out of situations that they might get killed in, right? So every day I would come into a situation where I'd have to tell mom and dad, or mom generally, I'm taking your kids away because you're incapable of taking care of them, or you're a nut and you're trying to kill them. And that was very important for the children, for kids who can't
Right.
protect themselves, right? Because no one else is going to do it.
That takes a pretty tough disposition, too, on your end.
Yeah, you get used to it, man. I used to take
can't
6
imagine.
and 7 of them at a time. I'd have them all rolling around the bottom of the car because.
I can't imagine.
Oh yeah, this. I mean, and you could see some scenes. You tell Mama you're taking their kids, and she figures out, wait a minute, I'm gonna get no check if the kids are gone. You got a fight on your hands now, right? Mm-hmm. Schizophrenic. I had a woman who was schizophrenic one time, was trying to throw a kid down a concrete stairwell, an infant, right out of the hospital. Right. I got the infant. She's beating the hell out of me, punching me in the face, kicking me. Mm-hmm. I got 2 police officers with me. They had just went to some self-defense seminar. They're trying all these exotic moves on her, and I'm like, guys, she's kicking my ass. You want to get her off me? And I mean, she was kicking my ass. I had the baby. I'm trying to protect the baby, right? And these guys are messing around with her. Finally, they decked her, and off she went to jail. But it's dangerous, and these things turn in a second. In a second, they turn on you.
Oh, for sure. How about you?
I don't think there's one specific instance. Every day you get a chance to be impactful, make a difference. Anything small, whether it's going to a call of domestic disturbance, getting a spouse, getting whether it's male or female, getting him out of the situation, listening, getting them the necessary help that they need, getting him out of the situation, and getting the offender in jail. Just
I want to
removing
speak up.
it, removing
I'm
them.
going to speak up for Lupe for a minute, because Lupe is the typical police officer you never hear about, right? He doesn't get in trouble. He's not taking money. He's not, he's not beating up gangsters. He's not shooting people. But what Lupe does is de-escalate situations every day almost out there, which is important because it's easy to escalate a situation.
Sure.
Right? The minute you drop an MF on somebody, you get in their face, spit on them a little bit. And Lupe is a master of de-escalating these things. Nobody's going to jail. Nobody's getting beat up. Nobody's getting arrested. And these are the kind of things you never hear about. They never make the newspapers or TV. But they're critical in society. And Lupe's that kind of police officer that, people have a feeling right away, this guy's not here to hurt me. He's not here to arrest me. He's not here to ruin my life. And Lupe, I know, will give everyone all the breaks in the world until he can't.
Thanks. I mean, I'm not. The funny thing is, we have a lot of police power. We have a lot of discretionary power, and let's see where this takes us. Mm-hmm. If you need to be arrested, you'll be arrested. But if you don't, you won't. Okay, a measured approach, and let's just see where the cards fall.
See, and he does have that demeanor. Like, I kind of want to tell him where the bodies are buried. I feel very at ease around him.
He'd be a great detective. He absolutely would. Because he's smart. He's calm, right?
Because there is psychology to this.
He's mature, all right? He's not a lunatic out there with a badge and a gun showing how tough he is every night. And Lupe's tough, right? But he's mature enough and bright enough to know that doesn't work.
Right.
What works is a little humor, a little humanity, right? That's what works. What happens in the bad neighborhoods in this town especially is you're not allowed, if you portray them Lupe-type tendencies, you're going to get your ass kicked.
It's very different on the south side and west side,
You get over on the west side and south side, it looks like Fallujah or somewhere in Afghanistan, because these guys are getting shot at every night. The gangbangers, man, are absolutely at war with the police. They want to do what they want to do, and the police are the only thing keeping the lid on.
Yeah, there isn't a lot of time to have a discussion with community.
With gangsters.
You can't take the time to really find out what's going on, because you're jumping from job to job to job to job. There's no time. You're backed up from the minute you leave roll call. You have you're stacked 10 jobs, domestics, disturbances, you name it. It's on your list, and you have to hit every job. So, and on the north side, where I work, it's not like that.
Right.
It's a very different approach.
I do want to back up. I didn't give you a formal introduction. Paul Ciolino, Chicago Magazine, once called you a Rolex-flashing, headline-grabbing, all-around pain in the backside to the cops, and prosecutors,
I like it.
whose cases you've deflated. And there's something about you
Not
that
much has changed.
That is so Chicago. I expect to see like Jardinera in your veins instead of blood. You seem very.
There's a little bit of that.
Maybe
Yes.
maybe
Yes.
maybe an au jus.
A little Jardinier. Yeah. A little Jardinier.
And, Lupe, you've been on the force for 5 years?
No, it's going on 9 years.
9 years, forgive me. And you also ran for public office.
Yes, I did. I ran for Cook County Commissioner.
So I find that very interesting because I do think that public service requires a different kind of wiring. People who do that, who want to better the community, are wired differently from your typical civilian. And so not only are you a cop, but you also wanted to hold an office.
Every day striving to be more impactful. You know, whether it's on the street, walking a beat, or, creating legislation that'll help someone, help the community.
In hearing you guys talk about your experiences with kids, or you breaking up a domestic situation, it does reinforce the fact that whenever you go somewhere, you don't know what's going to happen. It's just that unknown. Like
You never know what's on the other side of that door and what just happened over there, man, or what some dude just did, and you're showing up. You have no idea what's going to greet you.
Now, as hair-raising and as frightening as that sounds, is there also a thrill to that?
No, there's no thrill. After you do it for a while, there's no more thrill. You just want to go home, and without the least amount of drama as possible.
Paul, I want to ask you, as an investigator, and you've worked on so many different cases, is your mind always are you always kind of like parsing details? I'm looking at a street corner, I see a street sign, I see red lights, I see a restaurant. Are you looking around like cataloging?
Well, I'm like, first thing I'd look at is where's a trouble spot for me? What can I see coming? Okay, is there a blind corner? Who's hanging out there? Who's looking at us? Who's watching us? I mean, what's the traffic light over here? Is the neighborhood up for grabs tonight? Is there something going on? I mean, you're always looking because you want to go home, right? And you want to be safe.
When you see people walking down the street, do you kind of...
First thing you do, what do you do when you see someone? You look at their face. Do I know this person? First thing I do is I look at people's hands. No one's ever gotten shot with the foot, okay? All right? If you get shot, it's going to be in their hand, all right? Always look at people's hands. Where are they? What are they doing with them? How are they acting? How are they walking? Are they acting nervous? Are they acting like they're getting ready to do something? Yeah. I mean, before somebody jumps on you or robs you, they're going to telegraph it.
That makes
if
sense.
you know what to look for, you're ready for it.
Situational awareness, yeah.
You got a gun sticking in your face, and you're going to be doing exactly what that dude tells you to do.
Yeah. Similar question to what I already asked Lupe. Public service. You started back in 81?
I was in the Army for 7 years, almost. 1974 on to 81. But then I come out in 1981, and I...
In one of your books, you talked about the core tenets of justice, morality, and freedom. That seems like a good enough guide.
Probably stole it from some...
Well, you stole it from the right place, because
that's right.
It resonated with me. Yeah. But, I mean, that's it, isn't it?
Well, yeah. Listen, I've always hated bullies. The worst ass beatings I've ever gotten in my life was interfering. I didn't mind my own business. Somebody was getting picked on. Somebody was getting gangstered or messed with, and I stepped in.
Yeah.
And the government is the ultimate bully, right? When they decide they don't like you, look out. And a lot of times, they decide they don't like the wrong guy or girl. And when the government comes after you, they're coming after you with everything, man.
Right.
Money, people, science, the whole deal. And I love beating their ass when they're wrong. But I'm going to tell you, I'm their best friend when they're right, because we get clients to become reasonable. I get a guy that calls me up, I'm charged with this murder, I didn't do it, I swear to God, on my mama's grave, and you do about 2 days of investigation, go, no, you did do it, we know you did it, and so let's get real now, because you don't have enough money to mess around, and these guys want to give you life, let's see if we can get you some light at the end of the tunnel. It might be an 18, 19, 20-year-old kid. We know, right? I mean, we just know factually that when people grow up and they get older, they're less likely to commit homicides, right? So
And
Okay.
how do we know that, Paul?
Get your pound. We know it from studies and
Because their
people
insurance goes down at 25.
Well, sure, and so if you're 35 or 45, you're far less likely to do something like that. So the government would like to throw you
less
in a
menace to
hole and
society.
forget about you. And listen, kid, you can be out by the time you're 35 if you act right.
Yeah.
Right.
And so you got some life back, and maybe you get redeemed later on, right? But that's my job. You got to be real, man. I mean, if you did it, you're going to get punished. We don't do miracles.
I want to do a quick reset, as they say in radio. These gentlemen are the Chicago PoPo Report, Saturday nights, 7 to 9 p.m. on WLS-AM 890. Also podcast on iTunes, Google Play Music, Stitcher, etc. If you
We're
want
on all that shit?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
I got your back.
I just thought we were on WLSAM.com.
No,
You can actually, on your phone, listen to the PoPo Report. It's time-shifted entertainment.
People are so brain dead, man. I explain this 10 times a day to people. Hey, I know how to do this. Okay.
Just put it
Give
on
me your phone. I'll do it for you.
This is Car Con Carne, presented by the Autobarn Mazda of Evanston, 1015 Chicago Avenue. Steve Lupino is watching the Facebook Live. He says, my guy Paul, the best.
Thanks, Steve.
Lupe is also the best as well. Kevin Kellum says, quote, no one's ever gotten shot with a foot. Really interesting conversation. I guess that's the takeaway.
Maybe Kevin didn't like the comment.
No, I think he did. I
Okay.
think he appreciated that. And that makes a point.
You sit in a restaurant, you look at people's hands when they walk in. I mean, that's just what you do.
That's what you do.
That's what I do.
I don't do that.
Yeah, I'm sitting in church, I look at people's hands, okay?
That's what I'm
Because
saying.
it's just a habit. It's an ingrained habit.
I'm just blindly looking ahead of me. I mean, I'm not really paying
Right.
attention, but you're looking at all sorts of variables and factors.
And if you live in the inner city, almost everybody lives like that.
Let's talk about crime and punishment. Rod Blagojevich is in jail forever, so it seems.
Yeah, he's out in a few years, 10 years or so, he'd be out.
Compared to the sentences some criminals get, was that extreme?
He got punished because he didn't play ball. Listen, everybody knew Rod was guilty of a lot of stuff. If Rod goes in there and pleads guilty, he gets 2-3 years. He's done.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but he made the ultimate sin. I'm going to put the government through a trial. I'm going to make him prove it. And then he gets lucky and gets a hung jury. So what happens? They got to do it again. So now they're really pissed. So, and Rod had a judge who doesn't, I think it was Judge Zagel, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure it was Zagel. Zagel's a hammer. He's going to hammer you if you're found guilty in his courtroom.
Right.
So Rod's whining because he got more time than most of the other governors got and politicians get.
Which, by the way, we live in a state where you say most of the other governors.
Well,
that's just what happens.
Governor Ryan, I'm convinced, went to jail because of his activities on the death penalty. They went after him hard.
Interesting.
And they hated him. Prosecutors hated him. They hated him. And
Interesting.
And people
He
told
wasn't
him,
completely innocent either.
No, he's a classic politician,
Yeah.
right?
Huh?
But, I mean, he was a pretty good he wasn't personally enriching himself. He's a guy, he might go to the casino and they gave him chips, all right? Maybe he didn't pay for his dry cleaning.
Right.
Because he was the governor, right? But I like George. George was a man of high moral standards. He was the only governor, a conservative Republican, who looked at this death penalty and said, man, this thing is horribly broken. I got to do something. It's on me to do something. The easy thing would be do what the rest of them did. Well, I ain't messing with that stuff. Forget about it, okay? I don't want anybody mad at me. God forbid if a prosecutor says I'm soft on crime. Ryan looked at it like, what if my kid got accused of this wrongfully? What would I do? So Ryan did all the right things, especially in the end. And the most redeemed politician I've ever met.
Interesting. We talked about the South Side, the West Side, gangbangers. From your experience, which is a little longer than Lupe's, not saying you're older, but you're a little older.
Yeah, kid's Lupe's age, okay? Yeah, I'm a lot older.
Are things worse than they were when you started, as far as gang activity goes?
Oh, it's far more violent. It's far more violent.
Is the quantity of activity?
The violence is driven by drugs, specifically heroin, cocaine, and to an extent marijuana, right?
Mm-hmm.
They think by legalizing it, they're going to put these guys out of business. They're crazy because they're going to be selling it a lot cheaper than they're selling it in storefronts, like a third cheaper. So they're not putting anybody out of business, but they are going to get a big tax bite, right? Listen, they're not doing it for social reasons. They're doing it for money.
Oh,
reasons.
100%. Yeah.
So they're not going to put the drug guys out of business. And the drug guys are going to do what drug guys do. They're going to kill each other and fight over territory, and none of that's going to stop because we don't have nobody in this town has political willpower to stop it. Because what would you have to do to stop it? You'd have to turn the south and west side into a police state. You'd have 3-4 policemen on every block. If there was drug activity, you shut it down, which means violation of a whole bunch of civil rights, and everyone's going to be screaming about it. But until you do that, it's going to continue on. Police can't get in bed in every house, right? Can't stand on every corner because we can't afford it.
Isn't there also an argument to be made that better schools, better social programs?
Well, that comes with better neighborhoods, right? And people insisting upon it. But you have a generational issue going on now. I mean, you got 3-4 generations of gangbangers and drug dealers.
Right, it's just part of the
they're not leaving.
The script.
No, they're not going anywhere.
And just the accessibility to illegal guns. I mean, that's just makes it a lot more dangerous.
The guns, they're going to get guns. Gangsters are going to get guns. They're going to get them.
But now it's a whole lot easier to get guns. That's my argument.
I don't know that it's easier.
I think it is. I think it's
I'll tell you. For instance,
when I was growing up, there was so many guns and there were so many gangs in my neighborhood.
Right.
I mean, I couldn't. I had to play ball with gangbangers.
Sure.
Baseball, basketball, you name it. But no one had guns. They did their thing. No one had guns.
But they had access to guns. I mean, we could drive 6 blocks and buy a gun. Guarantee it before the end of the night. A nice gun. Because they're just out. There's 350 million guns in this country. They're not going anywhere. That's
gotten. I'm just saying it's gotten a whole lot easier.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's so much more acceptable to just
I'm not sure the level of violence has dropped because if we go back 25 years, we were having 500, 600, 1,000 people killed every year.
Yeah.
Okay. What did we have last year, Lupe? 700.
Roughly, yeah.
Around 700. We're probably on track to hit that this year. We'll see at the end of the summer. Here's the real fact. If it was 700 white people, the 82nd Airborne would be standing right on this corner with a tank.
You're not lying.
I'm not lying.
Yeah.
And that's the reality of the situation in this town. And so Chicago has this horrible reputation. Well, in certain neighborhoods, it's deserved. But look where we're at right now.
The Chicago PoPo Report is on Saturday nights, 7 to 9 p.m. Unfiltered, it is you guys telling it like it is.
We're pretty much unfiltered, right?
Completely unfiltered.
We don't.
The only difference between what
we guarantee. Excuse me. We don't plan anything. We just show up, right?
The only difference between what you hear on WLS and the podcast and what you hear now is you get profanity on this.
Yes.
Which is it's like a bonus feature. It's like a DVD extra.
And we're being nice tonight. Okay?
You are being nice.
Yeah.
To respect to you, I watch
Yeah.
it. Nobody cusses a lot on your podcast.
No, and I tell people, I'll have people ask, can I swear? You can, but I think people are really obvious when they force profanity. It sounds really awkward when people are not naturally using it.
Right.
But if it's just part of who you are, it's part of your makeup. Fuck, shit, cock. That's fine.
Yes.
I was under the impression that you were going to be driving around when we were doing
Oh,
this.
I would kill us if I were driving around.
Really?
You see this clamp
Maybe
on
not.
the
There's
wheel.
not a lot of traffic down here. We could probably be okay.
Go on Lakeshore Drive and let's talk.
Let's go down to the hood, man. We'll go down to the hood and see.
Let's go down to Inglewood. Let's go to
microphones. See how long they last in the car, okay?
Go down the alley.
We'll have you guys do a ride along with me.
We'll all be in jail by the end of the night, okay? It will not turn out
I
well.
thought this was going to be a little more dangerous than it is right now. Sitting at a corner in front of Freddie's.
You face danger every day. I want to make this easy for you. I will say Paul was imperiled early before we even started recording. He and I split the breaded steak sandwich. I think half of it ended up on your sweatshirt.
A good quarter of it. My dry cleaner won't be shocked, but I'm pissed because this is fresh, guys. This is fresh right out of the dry cleaner.
You smell amazing.
I wrecked it. But the red sauce does smell good.
This place is. I mean, this is
Freddie's on 31st
I had a great
and
meatball.
Union.
I had a great meatball.
That's right. They're good with the breaded steak sandwich. Highly recommend it. Maybe the best in the city.
Lupe is a very fit, almost like Hollywood handsome kind of guy.
Yeah, he is Hollywood handsome. Look at him.
And we're walking in there. We're wearing our hoodies so that you can kind of cover up your tummy a little bit. Give me the steak sandwich, and he's looking for the healthiest thing on the menu.
I honestly said when I walked in, "Who the fuck picked this dump?" I was like, "Shit."
I think that is exactly what you said.
Looking for the salad bar. Okay, there's some beets and
Like
raw
something with-
onion.
With kale, it's a
like,
superfood.
Kale.
Where's
you know what kale's good for? Garlic, olive oil's good with
Where's
kale.
the osobuco and quinoa? I mean, come on.
Yeah, right. Yes. No yoga studios down here.
Next
bro,
time
okay?
we do this,
Yeah.
fan of yoga pants. Next time we do this, we should do the Whole Foods Cafe So you can get like a quinoa bowl, something with some proteins in it.
Whole Food Cafe.
Oh yeah.
Whole Foods. It's a grocery store.
It's an
Yeah.
overpriced yuppie store, okay?
Prices have gone down a little bit since the Amazon
Amazon,
acquisition.
It's
yeah.
not that much, okay? Every time I go in there, it's $100 and you walk out of there with one bag.
It's not called whole paycheck anymore. It's
That's
called
right.
True.
half a paycheck.
Right.
I just, for the first time in my life, I just discovered Aldi. And
I grew up on Aldi. My mom, I was Aldi's the best. Are you kidding me?
it's like entering a parallel universe. You go through that cereal aisle, and you see the cereal boxes, which look kind of familiar, but they're different. It's Fruit Rounds, not Fruit Loops, and
Right.
Honey Crunch and Oat instead of Honey Bunches of Oats. It's like everything's kind of the same, but a little bit off. It's like you went through a wormhole and ended up in a bizarro world grocery store.
It's kind of
That said, I save a ton of money going there.
Great way to get around trademark infringement. Exactly. I mean, it's all the same. It's just how you package it.
I got a carton of eggs there for 88 cents. I don't want to know what the chickens are eating that are laying those eggs. I'm
fry it up. It doesn't matter, right?
blissfully unaware. Yeah, exactly. Put it on some toast.
I mean, Aldi's part of Trader Joe's. Are you kidding me?
That's right. They're different arms of the same company.
Yeah, exactly.
And I do like
So,
Trader Joe's.
I never knew that. My mom was so trendy.
Oh, just got a nice bottle of wine for $8, I think. It's not bad, right?
See, there you go. All right. Paul, Lupe, Saturday nights, the Chicago PoPo Report on WLS-AM 890.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic show. And like I said, I can't believe this didn't exist before you did it because I find cop talk, the stuff you do that you probably roll your eyes about, talking about it, I find endlessly fascinating.
We like the southern stuff. We like our friends in the south because we like guys throwing alligators through drive-in windows and that sort of.
Oh.
that's our trade, okay?
The weird
Oh,
crime stories.
the
I love
goofy,
that.
the crazy crime stuff.
Because you usually come out with like the big stories, and then you kind of devolve into people doing really stupid shit.
We devolve into anarchy. Yeah.
That's because most criminals are stupid shits. That's what they do, okay?
Yeah.
That's why they're criminals. Because listen, you could work. It's a lot of hard work being a criminal sometimes, right?
Well, sure.
But the stakes are so high, and I've never met a criminal who retired rich. Not one. Not to this day. Not one. Even the sophisticated, high-end criminals
Yeah.
almost always wind up in jail in the end.
It's hard work
with
being
nothing,
stupid.
and they give it all to lawyers and back to the government.
Well, in technology, you said it, like, eventually, something's going to trip you up.
If you're a Nigerian living in Nigeria with a good computer programming degree, you could probably make a lot of money still, and no one's going to come get you. Or in the Ukraine or somewhere in
Right.
Eastern Europe, right? But if you're in this country, they're going to get you eventually.
If you're in this country, there was a camera on you at some point.
That's right. There's a
Yeah.
task force looking for you.
Uh-huh.
Right? DEA or, defense or whoever.
Well, I told you about that American Kingpin book, like how they found this dude who created the Silk Road on the dark web.
Yes.
The Amazon for drugs.
I actually bought that book.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah, I haven't read it yet, though.
I think you're going to love it. You'll read it in one night. But it's all technology. And
Right.
you leave breadcrumbs.
Well,
Even-
we've had some guys who wiped out banks, man, hit them for 15, 20 million but never doing nothing but a keystroke.
You're right.
That's the way to make gangsters. Go to school, get that computer degree, okay? That's what you got to do because this old gun and rob the bank and currency exchange not working out for
It's
you.
too dangerous.
Selling drugs,
Come on.
bad move.
Guys, thank you for doing this.
Thanks, James.
Carcon
Appreciate
Carney.
it. All right.
We're going to shake hands.
Thank you,
Right.
James.
This is brought to you by the Autobarn Mazda of Evanston. Please, if you like this, tell a friend. Listen to them on WLS-AM 890 every freaking Saturday night and on every place you can get podcasts. Thanks.